All right, welcome to a video trip report of Howard kayaking the Upper Wind River. Howard, what was the level this day? I forget.
I think it was just under 6 feet, Zach, which is interesting because that's, historically considered somewhat of a juicy level in the distant past. And now, lately, the dudes don't think much of it. Here I am guessing wildly on the approach to initiation. We never used to run the middle like that because it was considered a desperate pin spot and people would bang down the right. Anyway, but we would catch this eddy.
Now, I went left here. I think left at this level is a little more forgiving.
Well, you're smarter than I am, Zach. I'll never doubt that. Yeah, I was guessing here, and I think I launch off a rock by accident in about 3, 2, 1,
That was great.
go. But I caught more air than I intended to. It's a little alarming, but it was fun. And then this is a nice eddy to duck into if you're like looking for a break. But you got to know it's there. You knew it was there.
And it's a tough eddy to catch.
It is. You got to use that wave pole thing and kind of, surf across it. So, but initiation's an interesting rapid, right? Because it's like it changes at different levels. It's confusing. I know people who've run this thing hundreds of times and they're like, I don't know where I'm going. I just kind of go for it, right? So,
All right, now this is called Grandma's. Do you know this one had a name?
I did not know.
Yeah, it's commonly known as Grandma's.
Nice. Mainly, I just fake my way down, but this one's easy to remember because you go, kind of end up on the far right, do that little double boof, and then here you can do whatever. You went left. I like trying to go in this little eddy over here for just it's kind of fun.
So the easy line here is right, but there are some center and left lines too. But the forgiving, you just showed us the forgiving line.
That's what I normally run. I'm a creature of habit, and I don't totally know where I'm going. I sort of do, and I make a lot of it up. Because again, it's like different water levels. Results may vary, right?
So I call this ram's horn. Do you call this ram's horn?
No, but it's sort of the approach to it. It's long, and it's kind of initiation's sort of a crux for people because if you screw that one up, it's the beginning of the day, and it really gets in your head. And I've seen that happen. But this one's probably in some ways, this whole long approach might be the actual crux because swimming here is terrible.
That's why I consider this one long rapid. I say starting back there through it. I say it's like a rapid with like 3 or 4 distinct parts, and they progressively get more difficult.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think of Ramshorn as the last little slide part, but I mean, all this stuff. If you were to like flip and get tagged and swim here. And I know that some people that's happened to, that's just not great, right?
And this left move you're just doing right now, I think that's maybe the crux, actually.
Yeah, that thing can be funny. At low water, sometimes you hit rocks there. It's in some ways, I was pleased, like this water level, I thought it was going to be maybe a little on the beefy side, but it was sort of like that, but it's clean and there's more room. It's a little more like powder skiing, right? It's like, woo, just kind of go with it, have your weight in the right place.
Okay, your line there. Boom. Hold on a minute. That's spot on.
That is my favorite line.
Cut right behind that hole. Yeah. You don't make your face wet.
I like to try to miss that rapid if possible, and almost run it on the left next to the rapid, because if you flip in the middle there. Well, you were on a trip once where an unfortunate kayaker flipped in the middle, got badly tagged, and you guys had to do an evacuation by the raft.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that it's a notorious spot. It's a helmet bashing bad spot. It's probably the most dangerous spot that I know of on the river. Who knows? Probably all kinds of sieves.
There's actually this rapid we're entering right now. There's actually a nasty sieve on the left,
there.
2/3 of the way down, but it's kind of out of play. So I think you're right. Ramshorn is probably the worst part. And your line is so beautiful. Just like cut left, miss all that nastiness.
Yeah. Well, the pressure was on, Zach. I had your fancy GoPro and that ridiculous stick. I don't know if people probably can't tell, just how dumb an idea this is. The paddle. There's this 3-foot high stick on the back of my boat that's attached permanently to it, so that if you flip, it makes it really hard to roll or to catch, or maybe lose Zach's GoPro and never hear the end of it. There's all kinds of good reasons not to be doing.
The sieve is right there. You just passed it. So there's a sieve right there.
It's good to know.
It's pretty easy to miss, but
I kind of got close to it. I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah. I would say that's the most dangerous single place,
Okay.
maybe. But most dangerous spot, but nobody ever goes over there.
Right,
so
right.
it's easy to
And
avoid.
everybody has to run Ram's Horn, and you're at risk of flipping. So
Yeah.
I've certainly seen more mayhem at Ram's Horn than anywhere, or the slide.
So that last rapid, I don't have a name for it. Like I just call it maybe Ram's Horn Run Out. This is balls to the wall, right?
Correct. And in some ways, at higher water, this one's easier. It gets narrow. It's kind of like, what do they talk about, like a fight in a phone booth, right? You know, when it's low, it's really tight in here. There's not a lot of room to move your arms, and the whole thing's sort of, it's actually strangely more violent when it's low. This was a great level. You know, some of the old guys I boat with, I mean, and, you know, a couple of them are 75 years old, which is amazing, but they get nervous when the water's like this because they think it's too powerful, and they'll go when it's really low and pinny, and I think it's harder and more dangerous. They keep trying to talk them into going here at this level. This is what, balls to the wall left coming up?
Balls to the wall left.
Which has changed and is no longer that hard. I guess there used to be a big old hole, you know, that you had to avoid.
There was a hole right about, I think, somewhere right
Somewhere there,
here
yeah.
for a while, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that bad. I think with higher water, you take a risk of a beat down in a hole, and getting beat down in a hole sucks. At lower water, your risk is like getting stuck or pinned, and
Or get your face smashed.
getting your face smashed. Yeah.
Face smashings are never good.
That's a good point. I think a lot of people are really afraid of hole beat downs for good
Right.
reason. Hole beat downs are not fun.
No, but I think at this level, I know at high water, this whole river becomes just.
There used to be a piece of wood stuck
Yes.
right there. So
Yes.
this rapid's named Morning Wood after that piece of
Right,
wood that was
right,
stuck there.
right. I know you're a big fan of all the scatological names of this.
What's scatological mean?
Oh God, am I gonna have to look it up? I think, you know, sort of X-rated, you know,
No.
body references.
These are the names that were explained to me when I came to them.
I know. I don't
So-
know who came up with these.
I'm just going with what
Let's
the
blame.
names I
Let's
was told.
blame Ed Michaels and
By the way,
Rick Dennis.
grandma's is not scatological. So there's
Let's hope.
an
Let's hope
initiation-
not, Zach.
Initiation's
Let's
not
hope
scatological.
Oh,
Look at that rock spin. That was cool.
initiation. I mean, to what? You know,
Good point.
you got to use your imagination.
All right,
and-
so coming up is the last challenging rapid. We've done. This is like mile 2, I think, of a 5-mile run. This is the last kind of beefy rapid climax.
climax. That's, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
certainly, yeah. And then you know what they call it, the one after, right?
What?
Oh, you don't know?
I do, but I forget.
Wet spot.
Yeah, wet spot.
Okey-dokey.
It's a river. Rivers are wet. And it's a spot.
Okay. Here it comes.
And I think
This
the
is the
right
spot.
line. This right line is a little juicy. There's a little bit easier left line. In this example, you didn't take the easy way.
Yeah, it's my nature, right? Story of my life. Why do you think something when you could make it like gratuitously hurt on yourself?
Is this the Indra? Are you surfing the Indra there?
No, this is my favorite boat when I'm feeling like I need to have my game on. This is the Nirvana,
No, not one.
and the medium one fits me well, and it's stable, and I know exactly what it wants to do. And if I ever had to run something truly hard, this would be the boat I would have.
So if I remember right, the wind is like 5-ish miles long.
Mhm.
I think climax is about 1.9. So we just did 2 miles that had 2 miles ish that had all the bigger rapids, and now we're doing 3 miles of.
Easier stuff, but at this level, you know, it's fun. That's the thing too. It's like, you know, this is fun. What, you know, class 3 continuous water. It's a shame, and maybe you're intrepid. Maybe you can figure out what to do. Like if you could figure out a way to get into the river below climax, then you could take more learning boaters and put them on
Yeah.
this, and it's like the best training river ever.
People have mentioned this before, or it'd be nice if you get out after climax. Like you could just do the
Oh, right.
hard stuff. Like I would trade off with somebody if I could just do the easy stuff and hike out, or I could just do the harder stuff and hike out. Somebody can hike in and run the lower section. There is a way to hike
I'm
in.
getting in the way again. Sorry, guys.
I surf. It's pretty impressive you're surfing the Nirvana.
Well, I've been in it so long, so you know that I know what it, you know, what it's going to do. It's not like the best surfing boat, but there's ways to make it work.
Yeah, Yeah, I didn't even know there was a surf wave there.
Either did I till I saw it. There it was, out of my way.
But there is a place downstream of here where it is possible to hike in. I've never done it, but I've seen somebody do it.
Was it down pretty far?
It's down where the race used to end.
Okay.
So-
Do you think there's a way to get in below climax or wet spot, or not so much?
Like what I'm talking about, even below here, there's a
Oh, okay.
spot where the race used to end where people, I've seen people hike in and out there. I don't think the trail's great. I wish there was for our rowing classes. I would love to put our rowing classes on this
Well,
local section.
maybe you know, if you buy me, I don't know, lunch and coffee or something, we could go explore and maybe figure out a way.
Yeah, I think for kayaking, there's a way. For
Rafts
although
are too.
it is a lot of private land. That's the other issue.
Yeah.
Is like we can find it, but it's gonna be crossing private land. And I know.
Woo, look
Did
at
you
that.
wait? Did you go? That's sweet. Did you
Yeah.
go to the festival last year?
I did not.
Yeah.
I think my wife had me doing some other activity.
Oh, that's too bad.
Maybe skiing or something fun. I want to go this year.
But some people who own the land down here had a barbecue for us. So
Nice.
somewhere down here they brought ATVs in.
Wow.
And they had a cake. So
Maybe they're friendly and approachable.
they are friendly and approachable. I didn't even thought about that.
That's
Maybe
a good
we
idea.
contact them about using
Right?
their land.
Right?
And so I think part of our footage is missing. We just did a little bit of a jump,
Yeah, that's okay.
and now we're near the end. But it's all basically like this, like class 2, 3, and here's a takeout.
Here's the ticket. So Zach, speaking of the race, didn't you win your division last year?
I run capotes.
Nice.
Yep. And I'm challenging any capoters this year to come back and try to beat me.
Here's me.
Yep.
I'm so much less hazardous in the boat. than
All right,
in the
we're
boat.
done. The end.
Okay. Bye.